Adil Ray tackles the controversial subject now of on-street grooming of young girls for sex. It contains graphic details of sexual violence which some viewers may find disturbing.
On our streets today, a new breed of sexual predators, and British Pakistani men are being blamed.
Young Muslim men have been grooming young girls.
We've got a problem. We can't bury our head in the sand.
I just cannot understand why.
It's been called on-street grooming. Networks of men who target young teenage girls. Befriended using drink, drugs and rides in flash cars, then raped and forced to have sex with the men's friends and relatives.
I'd be in bedroom, locked in bedroom, and they'd just send man after man after man in.
The view from inside the British Pakistani community reveals neighbourhoods shocked by the accusations laid at their doors.
What has happened to this nation of Muslims? What has happened to us as a community?
I'm setting off on a deeply personal journey.
Hey, how you doing, boys? Here we are. Blondes, drinks, boys, bitches.
And talking to regular Asian guys to find out the truth behind the accusations made against Pakistani men. I'm Adil Ray, and I grew up here in Birmingham, home to Britain's biggest Pakistani community outside of London. But right now, being British Pakistani is nothing to shout about. We're seen as suicide bombers, sporting cheats, and now perverts. Young Asian men are being accused of exploiting teenage girls. Brilliant. Just what we need. And this is what it's all about. On-street grooming. Asian men cruising around a city centre on the lookout for vulnerable young girls. Their victims are enticed in for a ride, and for them, what seems an innocent friendship or even romance. But once that confidence is won, the relationship turns to sexual exploitation, rape, and brutality.
This is a personal journey for me, and it's one I feel I have to make. I want to find out how these young girls are falling victim to on-street grooming, how big a problem it is, what's causing it, and what can be done to stop it. As a British Pakistani, I know I'm not going to like some of the things that I'm about to discover, but it's really important to understand what's really going on here.
What's interesting here, looking at some of the newspaper reports of the names of the people that have been convicted, they are a lot of Asian names, clearly, but the vast majority are Pakistani. I mean, I'm seeing Hussains, Alis, Shahs, Khans, Raja. They are Pakistani Muslim names.
I found around 20 cases that fit the on-street grooming model in the past 10 years, and of them, around 4 out of every 5 men found guilty are of Pakistani Muslim origin. A few days later, I'm in Burnley's Asian area, where the town's Bangladeshi and Pakistani residents mostly live. I happened to meet a group of Bangladeshi lads, so I decided to chat to them about girls.
Hey, how you doing, boys?
They're nervous about talking openly, so don't want to show their faces.
How you doing? You all right? Your faces aren't being filmed, so you don't have to worry about that. A bit more lower. So tell me this, what do you guys do sort of for, night out?
What do we do?
Where do you hang out and stuff?
Local, innit? Blondes, drinks, boys, bitches, shit like that. The main problem is racism.
Right.
We're not racist, but, you know what I'm saying?
So when you say bitches, what do you mean girls, yeah? So you go out...
Yeah. That's our way of saying girls, innit?
Yeah.
We don't mean it no wrong way, like female dogs or anything. We don't mean it like that, we mean like girls.
Right.
You get me?
So where do you find girls from? Where do you find the girls from?
We don't find the girl finds us, innit?
Right. And have you got a girlfriend?
Not one, couple.
Oh, right.
Why, you want one of them?
I might do at some point, yeah.
So why not keep the camera down, innit?
The camera's down, we don't want to picture your face.
Alright, no problem.
So when did the abuse start then?
After I met Tariq, probably about a month later, couple of months, I was on the floor and he was ripping my trousers and all my clothes off, and he was on top of me. And there was a gang of men stood watching and laughing, and he'd started to rape me. And then there was one man holding my arms and pinning me down and trying to put his penis in my mouth, and another one holding my legs down as well, and someone holding my friend's eyes open, making her watch.
All Pakistani men?
Yeah. I was a virgin, and he'd raped me quite brutally, and I'd got a white coat on, and he'd got the blood and he'd wiped it all down my white coat. And my friend had to take me to the toilet and sort me out. She was trying to scrub the blood off my coat because I couldn't go home like that. And I was really upset and I was crying. And she was just saying that, you know, making out as though I've overreacted. No one ever around me made out that what had happened was wrong.
Right.
It was made out as though that was right and it was acceptable, and that's life.
It's remarkable that after this horrific rape, the teenager still thought these boys and men were her friends. It shows how chillingly effective the 12 months the gang invested in grooming Emma really were. By now, she was distanced from her real friends and family. Thousands of childhoods have been stolen by sexual exploitation. Every single one of those victims has to find a way to put their lives back together again, just like Emma Jackson. She's managed to build a new life after the horrific abuse she suffered, even though the men responsible were never brought to justice.
This is my room.
Okay. So this isn't the house that you grew up in then?
No, this is a completely different house in a different area.
Right.
Emma has written a book about her experiences and has a job helping other victims of sexual exploitation.
How do you feel when you look back and think about that little girl that got involved with Tariq and all these guys?
I think the worst thing about it is, you know, them years that I'll never get back. I'll never ever go to my school prom. I'll never ever sort of be able to get them years back where I'd get excited about taking my A-levels and going to university.
And what about your attitude to Asian men? I mean, how do you feel now, sat here on your bed, a Pakistani guy?
Fine. Most of my friends are Asian. My boyfriend is.
So your boyfriend now is he Pakistani?
Yeah. So I've got no issues. It's not a thing about him being Pakistani. You know, I think we seem to use that a lot because it draws attention away from what it actually is, and we're talking about kids being abused. And this is a handful of people that are in community, and that's all it is.
Emma's words sum the situation up better than I ever could. On-street grooming is not a problem in the whole Pakistani population. It's a problem we must all tackle head-on.
Talk must become action. The British Pakistani community have to speak out about this to separate themselves, the law-abiding community, from the criminal fraternity. Because if they don't, it'll appear as if they're not willing to accept that this is going on right on their doorstep. And if you bear in mind, sexual exploitation can affect each and every one of us, it's down to us all to find a solution.
And that's the most important thing, so that we can make sure there are no more victims like Emma.
I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name.
For details of organisations which can provide help and support, visit bbc.co.uk/action line. Recorded information is also available on the BBC Action Line number 08000 680 133 24 hours a day. Calls are free from a landline. Mobile operators will charge.
I think sitting on trains, every step I get to